Have you ever traveled via airplane with your flute? Encountered any problems? Let's talk about it here in episode 39.
You can do it, and Rebecca will show you how, step by step all along the way. Introducing the Learn Flute Podcast.
Well, hello, and welcome to this Learn Flute podcast today, where I, Rebecca Fuller, the instructor and expert here at LearnFluteOnline.com, will be taking you through some new and interesting information that can help you with your journey to learning how to play the flute really well. I have an awesome, super large, well, I think you could call it grandiose, lesson series online here for those of you who are looking for extra information and really good instruction from a seasoned and trained advanced flute instructor. I'm here to help you, and I'm also quite happy to do so. Today, we'll be talking about the subject of traveling with your flute. So let's get started. First of all, let's start by saying how great it is that you are here and that I get to talk about my next favorite subject, and that is traveling. I love to travel, and since I am privileged to get asked to perform in different venues and churches around the world, I have a little bit of knowledge about traveling with my flute. I actually had another student of mine ask me this question the other day, wondering if she was going to encounter any troubles while traveling and flying with her flute. I will speak from personal experience first here and say that I have never actually had any troubles getting my flute through the airport, but I have heard of a few others who have. So let me dump all the knowledge I have on you so you can be wiser too. Now, first of all, it's important to take a few precautionary steps with your flute, just as you would other important items that you're taking on your travels. For example, you wouldn't purchase a delicate holiday ornament in Germany, for example, to bring home to the US without first wrapping it and making sure that it fits very snugly in your luggage, right? Well, I'm not sure how many of you have sat and watched the airport runway workers handle your baggage as they move it from the cart to the belly of the plane. I've personally watched them pick up and just throw the luggage almost every single time. So this has helped me draw a few conclusions about where my flute goes and why when I pack. Now, number one, to keep my flute from being tossed haphazardly and possibly smashed by an even bigger, heavier piece of luggage, I do not pack my flute in my checked baggage, ever. And number two, to keep my flute from being exposed to high heat or cold while under the belly of the plane, I do not pack my flute in my checked baggage, ever. And number three, to keep my eye on who might possibly be curious and open my flute case to check to see if it indeed is a musical instrument and not a pipe bomb, I do not pack my flute in my checked baggage, ever. So my flute always comes with me in my carry-on luggage or in my backpack to be kept with me all the way on every plane ride. Now, here's the usual dialogue I have as I approach the security check at the airport. You know, the place where you take your shoes off and put your belongings on the ramp to be swooshed under the x-ray machines. I say, "Hi, I have a musical instrument, flute, here in my backpack. Do I need to remove it from the bag for you?" They say, "Oh no, you're fine, leave it in there." And I say, "Okay, thanks. I just wanted to be sure it was safe." That's it. It has happened that way every single time I've traveled. Now, let me back up a bit here and mention that when I traveled to both Mexico and Africa, I did not take my flute with me, and I am so glad. The rules must not be the same there as they are here in the US and Europe. Apparently, anyway, because I've had my bags taken from me and hidden from my sight while someone rummages through them. Yes, I didn't even get back everything I originally had, which is the exact reason I did not take my flute. I was worried about what would happen. We can let our imaginations run wild for a second if you want to. Well, I did, however, take Irish whistles on both of those trips, and I had no issues at all. They just don't look interesting enough for security to want to poke at them. Also, they were only in simple drawstring bags instead of an elaborate case like the flutes are in. So, what do we learn from this? Well, I have learned that, number 1, it depends on where I am traveling if I dare take my flute. Number 2, when I do travel with my flute, I take my second nice flute instead of my nicest one. And number 3, if I'm traveling to a place where I'm performing and I can rent a flute, a really good one, I do that and return it before I leave instead of taking my own flute. Number 4, I always carry on my flute. Always, always, always. Number 5, I pack my flute in my backpack with clothes and stuff around it so that it won't get jostled and bumped as bags are shuffled or thrown into trunks of cars. And this brings me to one more little thought before we finish today. Well, what if you're traveling and it's not on an airplane? Or what happens to your flute after you get off the plane and board the bus or a car? Well, it's also time to think about the conditions that it could be in. I guess we could open this can of worms even more and go into detail about the different climates and conditions of the world, but I think that would take all day, so I will stop here by saying that as long as you make sure your flute is packed safely in your possession at all times and that you are being mindful of the weather temperature that it's in, not too hot, not too cold, then you're good to go. It's a good day today when we get to talk about travel and flutes all in the same episode. Do you also like to travel? I honestly could be on vacation about 12 months of the year. I love places, people, and even new smells. It's all interesting to me. Well, that wraps up today's episode. I hope you found some good information nuggets to learn from and ponder on. I appreciate you being here, and I love your effort. Have you found time to take a lesson this week? I hope so. I'm Rebecca Fuller, and this was episode 39, and we'll see you again next time.
Thanks for listening today. Remember that this is where people of all ages, such as you, can come, learn, and play the musical instrument flute in an easy-to-follow, organized manner, and in the privacy and comfort of your own home, on your own schedule.